Unless you've been living under a bridge somewhere, you no doubt have heard the term conscious uncoupling by now. So the question is, what is conscious uncoupling? Is it just one of those politically correct euphemisms that people are using, or does it really mean something? Hi, my name is Laura McGee, and I'm the founder of Leave Strong Divorce Coaching. Today I want to talk about conscious uncoupling and how you can work towards creating that as the vision or the goal for your divorce. So cynics would probably say that, using a euphemism, a term like conscious uncoupling, has nothing to do with how people divorce. And honestly, I beg to differ. And I want to use this as an example. Years ago, when we were talking about child sharing, there was no such thing as child sharing. That was the euphemism. They talked instead about the custodial parent and the visitor, the visiting parent. And typically men were reduced to visitors, and women almost gained ownership. They gained custody of their child. Then they moved towards talking more about joint custody models. And over time, the conversation evolved. And sometimes the conversation has to evolve really before the attitudes are going to evolve. Today we talk about co-parenting, we talk about parenting plans, we talk about shared time, and we talk instead about a vision for how the children will better interact with each parent. We no longer talk about ownership as parents essentially owning their children. And I think that's been an amazing move forward in how people really take on the role of co-parenting. Conscious uncoupling is really ahead of its time, but we're ready for it. We're ready for it because I'm hearing people that essentially I use the longer term, a cost-conscious, high-integrity divorce was really how I spoke of what I find people are looking for these days, and looking for a method and a strategy to do that. And conscious uncoupling is really just a more succinct way of saying exactly that. So if you are looking for a conscious uncoupling, what's that going to look like? Well, first of all, it's going to be private. You're going to maintain a sense of privacy, and you're going to maintain a sense of integrity in the face of natural conflict. You know when to step away. And what you're going to notice when you see the models of conscious uncoupling, they're supported models. Because when you've come through a marital breakdown, your capacity to communicate effectively without elevating to conflict is usually incredibly broken down. I mean, that's why you're getting a divorce in part. So you can't really expect yourself to get through this on your own. So it's a supported model, perhaps not using a litigation system, in fact, typically outside the litigation system, but looking for support. Additionally, it actually moves from a child-centric model to a family-centric model. And how is that different? In a child-centric model, sometimes there's actually too much attention focused on how we're going to make this child's life perfect and how we're not going to dent it by our divorce. And in a family-centric model, the two parents come together and agree that the most important thing is to acknowledge that even though they will no longer be married, they will always be a family. That's not terminated by a divorce. And how are they going to honor the family and yet reconstruct the model? If you're interested in knowing how to do a conscious uncoupling, you're going to have to focus your attention on the family-centric model. You're going to have to work through some new ideas and really consider things differently, including how you speak of it. Your language needs to move with you. This is Laura McGee. I'm the founder of Leave Strong Divorce Coaching, and if you're looking for tips and strategies to have a conscious uncoupling and a more cost-conscious divorce, join me here at leavestrong.com. There's a community of people just like you who are here and part of your recovery.